Well, I'm going to try a little picking again today. I had another milestone the other night. Of course, I've been driving the tractor this morning, and that sometimes gets the trimmer back in the hand pretty good, but I think I've got it under control. Got a little more control this time than last time. Thought I did anyway. That's a whole lot better than it was the first video. But it's an improvement. When I was able to do the C to a D chord on the guitar, that is when it finally clicked and I got more control over both hands. I got a good one this time. Where do you find the stupidest people in a job? Collection agents. Well, my wife and I kept getting this bill from a hospital in Mobile, Alabama for $10,000 for surgery. They kept on hounding us and hounding us. Hey, she's never been in the hospital in Mobile. Well, this collection agency called, and it was a woman. Oh man, had to be low intelligence for sure. She started ranting and raving about, if you don't pay this bill, we're going to sue you, we're going to confiscate everything you got, all these threats. And I said, wait a minute, what's the surgery for? Well, she had prostate surgery. Wait a minute, lady, do you understand what a prostate is? Only a man has one. A woman don't have one. She kept insisting that, yes, she had surgery in the Mobile hospital and you hadn't paid that bill and it hadn't been taken care of in a year, and ranting, raving on. I said, lady, go ask your supervisor what a prostate is and who has one. She clicks off, and in a minute she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, that had to be the lowest intelligent people on the earth. A woman can't have one of those kind of organs. It's impossible. Well, another little story about Gary Rossington, and when the Leonard Skinner group spent the week, my brother and I, we ran a silk screen operation. My brother owned it and I ran the shop, and he was in control of production. And they came and stayed a week with us. They'd take that break every year and come and stay with him. They'd dry out. They just time to sober up and get right before they go back on the road. So we were in the middle of a contract. I mean, we had like a 8,000 dozen order, and we were doing like 250 dozen a day or something, or more. Well, anyway, they got all interested in the silk screen printing and everything about it, how the dark room worked, how we made screens. Steve and Cassie Gaines, they took up with me and spent their time, and Artemis spent his time with me, and he had to see the details of every single thing. It wasn't enough just show him this is what you do. No, he had to know, well, how do you mix this chemical? How do you do this? And had to show him how to make a silk screen. But they just enjoyed the whole week, and we printed shirts. Each one took over, like loading the shirt on the automatic press and pulling it off and folding it on the dryer. Well, then came everybody wanted to learn how to pack stuff. We had this lady that was really super good at the job. She could handle more shirts than half a dozen could. And at the end of the conveyor, you reach and you grab these shirts till you've got a dozen. You fold the sleeves, do a half fold, put them in the box, start with the next one. Well, everybody was able to do it. Steve and Cassie and Artemis and the whole bunch. Everybody was able to do that fold and put in the box and never get behind. Well, this was time, and of course, we all knew what we was going to do to Gary. He gets over there and he starts folding. Well, I go up and I turn up the speed of the conveyor on the dryer just a hair. Then we speed up the print operation just slightly so he don't notice it. And we start folding the shirt with the print a little bit closer. And by the time we got that conveyor loaded, and he wasn't paying any attention because he was busy, he was able to fold a couple of dozen. But by the time we got all that stuff bunched together, and it was an avalanche. Well, he dropped a shirt, and then another shirt dropped. and before long he's just coming all to pieces, shirts flying everywhere, he's dropping them all over the floor, and finally he just, oh, what am I doing wrong? Never told him any different what we did. And he said, we said, well, there's nothing to it, Gary, just take your time. And so I think Cassie got back on the conveyor. Of course, we gradually slowed it down. She was able to do her folding and everything. But we never told Gary any different. And I sure wish I'd have run across him before he died, because I want to know if we ever told him, but I don't think we did, because 2 weeks after that, the plane crashed. And that was devastating. They wanted my brother to do their engineering on all their stuff they were doing at Must Show Sound. He was such a good sound engineer. He did some of the best. Staple singers, when they would come there, they wouldn't let anybody but him run the control board. And they would stay at his house. Of course, he had a big old eccentric doctor's home out in the country. It was built, I guess the thing was 100 years old almost. And great big rooms, 12-foot ceilings. Had one room that was 40 feet, and then they had an L shape off the side. I think it was 30 feet wide there. And done in alternated oak and walnut, tongue and groove boards for the walls and the ceilings. Anyway, plenty of room for everybody, and staple singers to stay with him out there. They loved it out in the country. But yeah, we had some mighty good times, and how we got started in the silk screen printing was Must Show Sound wanted some shirts. I'll tell that story later. I think that's about enough time burned on that. I'll load this thing on the computer. Of course, I got a new computer coming, so I'll be able to put in my editing program. This other computer, I loaded the PowerDirector in it 3 times, and it won't operate, so it's not enough capacity. But I'll go on this one. Come here, Socks. Hey, you and Mitty, come here, baby. Come here. Oh, they're busy playing in a concrete block. They'll fit in the holes in the concrete block. Oh, well. I'll have some more good stuff. I'm going to do a camping video after I get the new computer.